So this question says, which of the following processes occurs in the mitochondria? So we have 5 answer options: photosynthesis, glycolysis, the Calvin cycle, the Krebs cycle, and transcription. So in order to answer this question, let's first discuss what the mitochondria is and what it does. Well, first of all, the mitochondria is an organelle. So these are essentially the organs of eukaryotic cells. So for example, here we have a generalized depiction of a eukaryotic cell, and within that cell we have the different organelles. We have the lysosomes, we have the centrioles, and so on. And among this list we have the mitochondria, or the mitochondrium. Now this organelle is responsible for generating ATP in cellular respiration. So this organelle is fundamentally responsible for producing energy that is used by cellular organisms. So therefore, we can return to our answer options and consider which of these processes occurs in the mitochondria, in the organelle that's responsible for producing energy through cellular respiration. So A, photosynthesis, this is not the correct answer, because photosynthesis is a different process for generating energy than cellular respiration, and it occurs in plants. And more specifically, it occurs within the chloroplasts of plant cells. So this is an entirely different organelle in an entirely different type of cell. Then we have glycolysis. Now, glycolysis is more closely related to the mitochondria, but glycolysis does not actually occur within the mitochondria. Glycolysis is the process that occurs outside of the mitochondria in the cell cytoplasm, and the products of glycolysis are what will enter mitochondria to continue the cellular respiration process. So therefore, B, glycolysis, is not the correct answer. Then we have C, the Calvin cycle, and the Calvin cycle is again closely related to photosynthesis. The Calvin cycle takes place in the stroma of a chloroplast. So again, we're returning to plant cells, and we're not talking about the organelle of the mitochondria. We're talking about the stroma of a chloroplast. So one part of a different organelle called the chloroplast. So therefore, Calvin cycle is also not correct. Then we have the Krebs cycle, and in this case, the Krebs cycle is indeed the correct answer. The Krebs cycle is the second step in cellular respiration, and again, it happens when the products of glycolysis enter the mitochondria, and within the mitochondria, the Krebs cycle takes place. It's also known as the citric acid cycle. Again, it is the second step in cellular respiration, and it converts pyruvate, so this is the molecule that is produced by glycolysis in the cytoplasm, into energy carriers that are used to generate ATP. So again, the Krebs cycle does take place within the mitochondria, and therefore D is our correct answer. But let's quickly cover E and explain why it is not the correct answer. Well, E is transcription. So these processes of DNA replication and transcription and so on, occur within the cell nucleus. So here in this depiction, we have the nucleus of the cell, and in this case, this is where transcription will occur, not within the mitochondria. So again, it is D, the Krebs cycle, that takes place within the mitochondria to produce ATP as a part of cellular respiration.